Here we go. I'm going to open up my screen and I'm going to share with you. Some elements here. So I'm going to bring some visuals to the conversation. I think this is really important. So bring some visuals here. So here we go. And voila. So right here, I'm going through this right here. You can see this is the pit to peak transformational selling leadership framework. Okay. Let me give you a little background of why this even exists in the first place. Okay. I'm going to give you a little background. Let me come out of this for a second. Okay. Some of you, for those that were here yesterday, I talked about my story. About how I literally went from zero broke to making $2 million plus in commissions. And it wasn't because of a script. It wasn't. In fact, I was with the largest sales agency, biggest agency in the world at the time. Still was at the time, with Matt Ryder, with Jeremy Miner. And I was number one rep with them for 2.5 years, right? And while I was making 50, 100, even up to 192K 1 month, they were making 10, 20, 30. All the big guys in the industry. Now, how did that happen? The same leads, same accounts, same everything. It happened because of the man behind the Zoom, me. I upgraded myself. I went to trainings. I upgraded me. The parts of me that were in self-doubt, all the parts of me that were in the way of actually showing up powerfully and present for the prospect is actually what allowed them to move a sale forward. So I figured out how to show up in all of me, right, for the prospect, to serve them and not actually be in my own way. Right. And as I did that, my commissions went from 250 to 500 the next year to $700,000 in commissions. Not because I learned more scripts or training. It's because I understood the psychology of transforming a prospect and turning them in to converting their mindset from a mindset of a Honda Civic. Y'all know Honda Civic? Know that car? Not a bad car. I'm talking like a Honda Civic, like a 1992. Into a Ferrari, because every account I stepped on, I stepped on 25 accounts. Like, I realized it's just human behavior. It's just human conversation. It's human transformation. It's psychology, right? And there's the mind and body connection, right? So like when you're just selling from the mind logically, you're not able to tap into actually moving the buyer forward by converting their mindset. When I say converting mindset, I'm not talking some tactic. I'm talking about actually inserting the mindset required for them to say yes to themselves. And so there are 10 buyer mindsets, 10 identities that I realized that I was doing. I didn't even know I was doing it, how I was getting objections closes, right? Through transformation, transforming them from getting into their pit and then getting them into their peak. Right? Going from literally a death and rebirth of self, of an identity that they're coming on the call with. So I'm going to go through this with you, this process, again, as an experience. All right? So I just want to give you the idea where this came from. So there are 10 steps, 10 stages. So let's go through. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to go through this? I'm telling you right now, I have not shared this publicly. You have to pay me at least $15,000 to get access to this. 15,000. I have never shared anything publicly, not on the internet, not on the 100+ YouTube videos. It does not exist. This is the framework. But again, you're going to experience the framework. You're going to experience it. So getting out of your heads and into your hearts. You first. So that you would feel it, you embody it, and we move forward from there. All right. Now I'm going to bring on my screen. Yeah, give me some hearts. Give me some emojis. There we go. There we go. And I also got some guest speakers, guest friends of mine, guest colleagues that will be coming on over the next hour. I'm going to bring them in, and they're going to share their experience actually using this framework, or just their experience inside the freedom experience. One of the things I'm going to share with you later that there'll be an opportunity for some of you to come into. So I'll bring people on as well to share their experience throughout the next hour plus. So here's Pit to Peak. Let's continue from here. Now, you can see this map, right? These are the stages here, right? Stages 1 through 7, right? This is the pit, and then we got the peak, right? And then here's the entire call blueprint to use. Again, we're going to build this out in about an hour or so. We're going to build this out for David, okay, in about 7 minutes. What used to take me literally 4 weeks with a prospect or with a client, I can do this in 7 minutes now. right? 7 freaking minutes. So David's spoken to a 20-minute audio earlier today to get all the ICP information about the account, the problems, the avatar, and we're going to put that into that when we get to that point. Okay, so y'all can see me. We are in good shape here, and I'm gonna kind of give you that higher level, right? So you can see this is where they are, the prospect. This is where we need to take them to, right? Rather than converting them with objection handling scripts, right? Rather than converting them with tactics, we actually descend them down all the way into this pit through this process by getting their North Star. Here's where they're at, making them feel safe, setting the sanctuary, right? They have to feel safe because if they do not feel safe, right, they will not tell the truth. And our job is to get them to tell the truth. So we have to set the sanctuary. So yesterday, we actually went through setting the sanctuary. We created the container yesterday. So those that were there, we created a container of safety, right? Because when someone feels safe, right, we install a new mindset inside them immediately that I feel safe enough to tell the truth, right? I feel safe to tell the truth. If they do not feel safe to tell the truth, what happens? They have subconsciously will not move forward. You create the resistance. So when I'm auditing someone's sales call, first 5 minutes, I literally look at the first 5 minutes and I know exactly why they got that objection. They did not feel safe enough to tell the truth. They did not feel safe enough for them to actually open up and share. So it became a surface level conversation. How many of you here struggle with surface level conversations? Put in the chat, surface level. If you struggle with actually just staying surface level and not getting depth, I'm curious to hear. Curious to see. Okay. So today I set the sanctuary for y'all, right? Meaning I actually share with you what's going to happen today, didn't I? So I ease what's called your analyzer mind. Your analyzer mind is the mind that wants to know what's going to happen over the next hour and a half. Because if you don't know, you don't feel safe. You start like getting all judgmental, like, what's this guy all about? What are we going to do today? So we have to talk to a personality type called the analyzer. So I talked to that type. I talked to you. I told you what's going to happen today. I told you how long it's going to be, right? And I told you about my story a little bit, right? So now you trust me a little bit more, right? That's important to do that with prospect and set that stage in the beginning. So we just did that. So now we're going to go to the next stage here, which is the North Star. I want something more than I have right now. Again, we do not move on to the next stage until we get until we first convert this mindset. Do they feel safe enough to tell the truth? Did you create that environment? Did you create that safety? Right? And then the North Stars, I want something more than I have right now. So the next mindset, again, notice these are all driven from mindsets and identities that we're converting, right? This is the pathway. We now must install the mindset that I want something more than I have right now, right? We got to get them to access the North Star. The North Star. What do they actually want? Remember we did that yesterday? The exercise. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Remember that? What do you want? All that matters is what do you want? We talked about it yesterday. So I'm going to have you guys do this and gals. Okay. We're going to, again, like I told you, this is going to be experiential. All right. Now, what I want you to do, and I want you to like slow the F down. Okay. I want you to be here now and be with me. For some of you, this is going to be truly transformational to get clear on some shit that's holding you back, right? We're going to go through the process. So what I want you to do is right now, I want you to be honest, okay? This is the what and the why, okay? The North Star is the what and the why, okay? Write that down, the what and the why. What do you want? Why do you want it? What do you want? Why do you want it? So prospect comes on, you're coming on here right now. What we're doing right now is getting clear on the what and the why, right? You do your thing, you build rapport, you set the container, set the safety. Okay, what do you actually want? Within 4 minutes. So I'm asking you all, I want you to put this in the chat for me. And I don't want you to type it fast. Okay? Ideally writing it in a journal. A journal, right? Depths in a journal. So if you got a journal with you, write it in a journal, right? If you don't have a journal with you, put it in the chat. Okay, but I do want to see some of y'all's because we're gonna journal a bit. We're gonna go deep. Okay, so what do you actually want? And when I say want, hold on a second. Hold on. Outcomes. Next 90 days. What do you want? One outcome. If we don't get one outcome, one of the shadows gets in the way. The vague shadow. I'm afraid to get clear shadow. Right? We talked about shadows yesterday. We got to get clear. What do you want? 90K in the bank account. right? Because the shadows, the parts of us that don't want us to tell the truth, will get in the way, right? They want to sabotage us. So what do you want? Why do you want it? One sentence, right? If you're with a prospect, then we can ask them, what do you want? No, 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 no. Not what you don't want. What do you want? No, 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 no. Well, I hear you. Like you got all that drama going on in your business, but what do you fucking want? What do you want? What's the one outcome you want in the next 90 days? So you all got to get clear right now. Money? Is it money? More money? How much more money? Not increase your fucking close rate. No, you don't want to increase your close rate. You want more money. What is that right? Am I right or right? Okay, how much more money? Where? In the bank account? My bank account? Your bank account? Put it in the chat. Write it down. Why do you want it? Link it. What and why? Y'all got this. I'm going to give you like 30, 40 seconds. Keep it simple. If it's simple, it's clear. We don't need to complicate this. The what and the why. Let's start here. The what and the why. Everything begins with the what and the why. Starts with us first. So put that in the chat. The what and the why. What do you want? Next 90 days. Not 30K a month. Fuck that. You don't want 30K a month. You want a bank account filled in your bank account by August 1st. 50K. 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 Look at the bank account. Look at TD Bank. Boom. 50K is right there. Right? Nobody wants 30K a month. That's a lie. That's a high ticket lie. I should probably start claiming that. Here's all the high ticket lies. 20K a month, 100K a month. And like, listen, I say it, right? I say it once in a while, right? Blah, 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 blah. But truly what we want is an outcome. So what is that? Put it in the chat. Put that in the chat. Okay, so that's the North Star, right? Now we're going to go to the pit. This is really important. The pit's just not what's not working. I'm going to say this again. The pit is just what's not working. Stop complicating it. Stop using gerrymandered questions. Stop using questions that are causing objections. All it is what's not working with what you're doing right now. What else is not working? Why is that not working? Literally write this shit down. What's not working? Why isn't it working? That'll reveal all the problems and pain. What's not working? Why isn't that working? If you just use those two words and that's it, don't use anything else, it'll reveal all the secret pain, right? All the source pain. What do you want? Why do you want it? What do you want? Why do you want it? Yep. What do you want? Why do you want it? And what's not working? What's the pit? And this is where we get to find the number one problem, the number one problem. What's the number one problem that you want to solve? So in this space, we're getting the number one problem, the number one problem. So I want you to write down for yourself, as you can see here, right? What's the number one problem? What's the one thing? One problem, one barrier. So I want, and connect this to your money. You want to make 50K next 90 days? What's the one barrier in the way? So write down barrier or problem. All we need is one barrier or one problem. So write that down for yourself right now. This is what I want. What's actually in the way? This is what I want. What's actually in the way? Prospect, this is what do you want? You want to make 50K a month? Amazon automation is a great way to get there, but what do you actually want? Forget my product and service. Do not talk about your product service. Starts with you all. So what do you want? Why do you want it? What's the number one problem or barrier in the way? So put in the chat the barrier or write it down in this moment. So put in the chat, write it down. I see my man Spencer over there behind camera. All right. I see y'all behind camera. I imagine all of you are writing this down too, aren't you? You are all doing this. You are behind the scenes. I know you all are. Christy, you're good. Yes, Michael. What do you want? Why do you want it? What's in the way? What do you want? Why do you want it? What's in the way? What's working? Not working? What's not working about that? Why isn't it working? How long? And how long have you been there? Right. That's it. That's the pit. And inside the pit, it reveals three specific pains. Okay. Three specific things it reveals. So I teach this over like 2 hours, y'all. Okay. This getting to like source pain. There's 3 levels of pain. Okay. This is really important. Nobody teaches this. I'm going to teach you all right now in about 1 minute. Okay. 3 levels of pain. They're coming on with symptom pain, right? It's like being at a doctor, right? Oh, this is the problem. It's occurring every single moment, right? This is the problem. This is the problem. Oh, I don't have enough leads, right? whatever it is, the symptom problem. Oh, I'm not making enough money. Symptom problem. Oh, I can't lose weight. Keep it off. Okay, symptom problem. And then there's level number 2, which is secret pain. By the way, level one specifically is known spoken pain. It's known and it's spoken to you. They know it and they speak it to you. And level 2 is known unspoken pain. They won't tell you the pain, right? The pit and expanding the pain, which we're going to go through next, is where you do this. So again, number 2, source pain, or level 2 pain is secret pain. So write down secret pain. Secret pain is pain that is not spoken. It's really pain about how they feel about where they are. Feelings. This is a feelings conversation. How they feel about where they are, right? And because they don't have money in their bank account, right? What happens is the secret pain is after work every day, they actually have to continue working another 4 hours just to pay the bills. And the secret pain is that they lose out on their kids, time with their kids, and they feel bad about it. They feel guilty. Secret pain. You guys track that? Secret pain. And the last one's the source pain. Source pain is the source of the problem, the actual thing that's causing the symptoms, causing the money not to be in the bank account, right? It's not that there's no money in the bank account. That's not, and you're trying to solve that problem. No, we actually have a bigger problem, right? We have a bigger problem. And so we're going to get deeper in this in the bottlenecks. Okay, but I just want to layer that in for you, that inside of a sales conversation, a transformational conversation in this framework, we got to get to the source of the problem as fast as possible. What's actually causing you not to have leads, right? What's really happening, right? I want you guys to put in the chat, what are you learning right now? What are you learning right now? What are you taking right now for yourself? What are you learning? What are you taking right now? What are you hearing for yourself? What are you hearing for you? Now we're going to expand the pain. So we got the problem and we're going to expand the problem. Okay, we got the problem and we're going to expand the problem and make it bigger. The problem is bigger than I thought. This is the mindset we're going to convert them. If I can get them to think that and understand that their problem is bigger than they thought, then oh my God, like whatever solution I have is 10 times more valuable. So this is the identity we must convert, right? Basically, all we're doing here is we're cascading the problem into other domains of life. So they see that I don't just have a lead generation problem. I have a confidence. It's now leaking in my confidence as a man, as a woman, right? I don't just have a tax problem. I actually have a problem because now I'm stressed the fuck out all the time. It's actually leaking in my body, in my health. I have a massive stress problem. Y'all track that? So there's linking with this problem to the impact in all other domains. I call this body, being, balance, of business. Body, being, balance, of business. Right? So the simplest way to do this, experience it. So I want you to go back to what you want, why you want it. I want you to go back to the number one thing in the way. And I want you to write down right now, what is the single biggest impact on you outside of the actual domain? Like, does it impact your relationships? With who? Who pays the price right now in your life? Because of this number one problem and this barrier. So write that down. Who pays the price? Is it your kids because they don't get to see you because you're always working? Right? Is it yourself because you're always stressed out so we can go to health? Who pays the price? Or how do you pay the price? How do you pay the price? Are you always in scarcity all the time and anxiety all the time and you don't take care of your mental health? Yeah. Write that down. I want you to practice cascading the one problem into another domain, just one domain. And if you're putting that in the chat, put that in the chat. So we can cascade it off all domains. But I want you right now to cascade it in just one problem and the impact of the problem in another domain. So when I don't have money in my bank account, I'm all stressed out all the time. Got it. How does that impact your relationship with your wife? Well, I show up with stress with her. We don't do date nights. Okay, how does that impact you personally? Well, I feel bad about myself. Got it. So feeling bad about yourself, how does that impact your ability to actually show up powerfully on a sales call? Yeah, because I'm lacking confidence. Got it. So we're seeing the ripple effect. Okay, there's the ripple effect. So that is expanding the pain. We're making it bigger. making it bigger. And the next one is timelining the pain. The timelining the pain. This is so powerful. And sometimes, like when I'm selling or when I've sold in the past on different accounts, I can if I can go right immediately to timelining the pain, then especially on an ROI based offer, and I can show them in the next 5 years, right? The next 5 years, the next 6 months, the next 3 months, if they stay where they are and they don't actually solve this number one big problem, they're actually losing $100,000 a month in their business because this one problem continues to fester. So what we want to do is we want to get clear on the problem, right? And the painful consequence of not solving it, which is expanding the pain. And now we want to timeline the pain 1 year in the future, 3 months in the future, that if it doesn't get solved, what is the actual consequence? This isn't a consequence question. Y'all know the consequence questions, right? What's the cost of inaction? Do not use that. I want you to timeline the pain into the future, right? There's actually past pacing. I won't go in detail on that because I do an hour training on this. Past pacing, what's been the ultimate cost to this day? And then there's the present, and then we go into the future, right? But I am going to have you all go into the future, your future. Okay. I want you to be brutally honest right now. And we're going to calculate this. Okay. So I want you to specifically write in the chat right now. Put in the chat for me. And I am going to have you put this in the chat. Okay. Rather than writing it down. What is your 90-day money goal? Put it in the chat for me right now. What's your 90-day money goal? What is your 90-day money goal? Yes, put that in the chat. What is the 90-day money goal? Look at that. Yep. Put that number. Put that number. What is the 90-day money goal? Let's see. 80K. We got that. Got that. Okay. Now I want you to put your current level. Where are you at right now? Remember, North Star is what you want. Where are you at right now? We go back in the pit. Where are you at right now? Like, where are you at monthly? Or if you were to look at on track to hit that, are you on track to hit like 50? Are you on track to hit 30 out of that? Are you on track to hit 10? Okay. And I'm going to go back to, excuse me, hang on a second. Let's go back to 30. I'm going to go to 30. Let's go to 30. So we got 90. Let's go to 30. What's the dollar amount that you want to make in the next 30 days? So let's go, we're going to go next 30 days. Like, what do you really want to make? What do you know is possible? And don't go crazy. Let's go 30 days. So we went 90 to go 30. Let's chunk it down a little bit. So put that in the chat. Arian says 10K, 20K. All right, 40K. Michael, 40K, 20K. Got it. So we got a number. Now I want you to put in the chat, where are you now versus that? Remember, we're going to the North Star. Now we're coming back down to the pit. The pit's what's not working. Like, this number's not fucking working, right? It's like, God, not working. What is that number? This is where what? This is where I'm at. Okay. And I want you to type in the chat, the gap. The gap is the tax number. How much tax you're paying every month. It's the tax number. How much money every month's in the gap? What's that number? What's that number? What's that gap number? 5K. Yeah. This is about getting honest, getting to the truth. Whatever offer you sell on, it's important to get a gap. We got to get a gap. No gap, no sale. No gap, no clarity, no truth, and no truth, no possibility of them actually wanting a different reality. Okay, got it. We got that. So now I want you to times that by 12. Yep, times that by 12. What is that gap? What is that gap? By the way, it doesn't matter what you sell. There's always a gap. There's always timelining the next 3 years, 5 years. Even stress. You can timeline stress to the future. Stress is intolerable. Exhaustion is intolerable, right? Having sexless marriages, if you have a relationship offer, is absolutely devastating for a man or woman, right? You can timeline everything. Everything can be timelined. All right, so we got the gap. We got 12 months, 60K. So what is that 12-month gap? Put that in the chat. I'm curious to see. 12-month gap. How much money is flushed down the toilet? Not going to happen in the next 12 months. By the way, it's important for you to use very specific pain-based language. Flush down the toilet, robbed, like lack of, inability to. So you better write this shit down, y'all. Like, use words that trigger emotion. When I started doing this, I started closing sales in 15 minutes because all I realized is that people buy feelings. Level 4, I call level 4 selling is selling feelings. When you sell what they don't want to feel and what they actually want to feel, what happens? They don't want this pain anymore. They want this pleasure. They want peace of mind. They want joy. You're selling them peace of mind. You're selling them those things, right? What they don't want to feel and what they actually want to feel. So what is flushed? Yeah, but yeah, there we go. Christy says that's flushed down the toilet. Now, we're going to do a big one. This is massive. 5-year number. Times it by 5. Times that by 5. What's your 5-year number? How much money is literally robbed, right, out of your bank account because you've tolerated your current reality? Be real for yourself because you're tolerating something. By the way, that's another pain-based word. Write that down. Use that with your prospects. Tolerating. You've been tolerating this reality. When you use those words, they're like, yep, fuck, I have. Tolerating. Pain-based words create emotion for them to move. So what have you been tolerating? What are you going to continue to tolerate next 5 years? 360, 700, 480. Yeah. And then the question to ask that I'd ask prospect, I'm asking you all, how do you feel about that number? Because you want to pause. I call it somatic anchoring. Pause. Somatically anchoring the mind and the body. How do you feel about that number? Right? Head to heart. Put it in the chat. Pause. Somatically. How do you feel about that number? Be honest with yourself. Yeah. Now, the source of the problem. The source of the problem. This is the real reason it keeps happening. Converting the mindset here. Why does this keep happening? Okay. Why does it keep happening? There's either a skill. There's a skill. There's an I call these the bottlenecks. It's a skill that's missing. You're missing either something internally or externally. One skill internally or one system or one support. So let me break this down. This is the source of the problem, like I said, that's causing the symptoms, that's causing the bank account not to be what it is, right? There's an internal bottleneck and an external bottleneck. The internal bottleneck is doubt. It is hesitation. It is fear. That's the internal thing that's stopping you. And the external is a skill, a support, or a structure that you lack the ability to have, or accountability, right? Or generally, most of the time, it's skill. Most people I work with, they lack emotional control. So because of that, they lose 3 to 5 deals per week because they get in ruts and they get unmotivated. And then they lack the ability to change their story, to change their outcomes. So they're in the story constantly about what it's supposed to look like, comparing themselves to other closers. And so then they actually never get what they want. So they're in a story or they lack emotional control. So what is it for you? What is the thing that's stopping you internally? What's the internal roadblock that's in the way? So put in the chat of why you're not actually at that 30-day outcome right now. What's in the way? What's internally that you struggle with? Lack of discipline? That's a big one. People I work with, lack of discipline. It's a big one. They lack the discipline, right? So what is it for you? And then what's the thing, the structure, the system? What skill do you lack? So there's an internal and external. Same with any prospects you work with. There's an internal bottleneck and one external bottleneck. Doesn't matter what the offer is. Yeah. Christy said, dealt with this yesterday. Yeah, we want to get to the source. We want to get to the source. So what is that for you? Discipline. Yeah. Aaron says discipline. Yeah. Bill says sickened, shocked, get gut punched. Yeah. Well, I like the words you all are using. Yeah. So you guys get where we're at. You ladies get where we're at. So the next one, okay, the next one is we're going to get a little deeper because we're going into the pit, right? We're going in the pit. So we got to be done with it. We got to get them to have ownership that they created this and they're done with it. Write that down. Write that down. If they do not own their current reality, they do not own their current reality and they're done with it. Well, that's the problem. Because you're gonna pitch them a solution that they haven't even owned, that they're done with their current reality. They gotta be done with it. I don't want this anymore. Right? I don't want this anymore. So I'm gonna ask you all, like, Are you done with your out? Are you done with where you're at? Are you done with those patterns stopping you? Are you done with allowing and tolerating this pattern to control your future? Remember the shadows we went through yesterday? Some of the shadows are the core of actually what's actually in the way of what you want. So, like, are you done allowing those parts of you to control your future? If you are, put in the chat, right? And how many know that you created it? Raise your hand if you know you created your current reality. Raise your hand. You created it. Put your hand on the camera. You created it. Yes, we created it. We're not victims to our circumstance. We created it. You created it. And that means you have the opportunity to change it, right? Yes, just like a prospect. We got to be done. I'm done. I'm done. So put in the chat, if you are done, put in the chat that you are done because it starts with you, right? It starts with you. Now, from here, we're going to get into the next one. Okay. It's the peak. So now we're done with the pit. We've got them in the pit. We've got them at the bottom. Now we get to go back to the top. And we already know what they want. We know what they want, why we want it. So put in the chat again. What do you want? Why do you want it? So put in the chat. What do you want? Why do you want it? What do you want? Why do you want it? And I want you, as soon as you're done with that, I want you all be with me. I want you to close your eyes. Okay. I want you to close your eyes. The fastest way to bypass the critical mind and get into a man or prospect's heart, a woman's heart, is to speak to their subconscious mind. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to go through this experience with me. Go through this experience with me. You want to talk to the part of them that knows the truth. So I'm going to talk to you about 2 minutes, the part of you that knows the truth. Because I want you to imagine, your eyes closed right now, 6 months from now, 6 months from now, October 16th, October 16th, 16th. Ah, man, today's October 16th. Right now, we're here. It's not April, it's October. I want you to imagine 6 months from now, here we are. The problem is solved. The challenge is solved. Like you no longer, you no longer struggle with what you were struggling with, the doubt, right? The fear. Like that's gone. All that stuff that was in the way of what you wanted, right? You have exactly what you wanted in your bank account that you said. 30K, 90K, maybe it's doubled. So we went 3 months out, but now 6 months out, it's doubled. 80K, 90K, 100K, it's there. Like pick up your phone right now. Pick up your phone. Okay, open your eyes. Just imagine you're looking at your phone and you see it right there. You see that 80K, you see that 90K. There it is. You log into the app and it pops right there. You created that reality. You created those results. And every single day you wake up in peace. Peace of mind knowing that money is there. Peace of mind knowing that you created it. And you wake up with certainty. You wake up with absolute confidence, knowing that now you are internally aligned and because you do what you say you're going to do every single day. And you've done it. And here you are. This is you. You have the ability now to trust yourself. You feel stable. You feel grounded. You feel proud of yourself, of what you created. Take a deep breath in. Yeah. You all feel that? So that's called painting the payoff. You can ask questions with the prospect to get the payoff because it's important to sell the payoff, not the product of what's going to happen in their life once they buy your service. And so there's many ways to do it. The way I did it here was I had to access the part of you that bypassed the mind and went here. But it's important that we actually, when we paint the peak, we're painting the payoff. We're asking them what's going to be different in their life in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months when they have this reality. And you are not selling your service yet. You haven't even invited them in. This is more of just getting them in a state ready, primed, and a peak desire to say yes. Peak desire to say yes. People buy for 2 reasons, like I said yesterday, because they feel like it and there's no more questions. So putting them in a place of peak desire is absolutely critical. Absolutely critical. Absolutely critical. And I'm going to pause here for a moment because I have a client of mine who I love to bring on. His name is Alejandro Drew, and I want him to share. You there, Alejandro? I know that you're hopping on for a few minutes.
Hey, what's on, Coach? I'm here.
Okay, so I wanted to bring him on because um, he came into I did a training last year, and he came into my program called the Sales Savvy Accelerator. But more importantly, the biggest shift that he made was actually from the 30-day freedom experience, that's 25-day immersion. And I was like, man, I'd love to have you share. And I haven't talked to him in like what, 2 months. And I know your world is like still abundant from the man that you used to be and the man that you are right now. Right. So I'd love to have you just come on, and I'll bring you on and spotlight you with me. Share about
Okay.
like yourself, who you are, what do you do now? But more importantly, we started working together. Um, and what is it that who were you before and who are you now? And then what's the abundance and the fruit you're getting right now? Because I don't even know all the fruit and abundance at this point. Yeah. So what
Yeah.
is you came in the freedom experience? We'll start with that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did. So I did find you right the when you were doing some coaching. So I just loved how transparent you were during that coaching call with all the other closers. That's where I saw you. Went into your program, had a conversation with you. I was in a place with other coaches, didn't feel right, but for some odd reason, I was connected with you, and then I trusted, obviously, the coaching program. With I was active duty and military, and I was also a high ticket sales industry as well, selling on another offer. Um, Long story short, I went through your program, right? The Freedom Experience was probably the best. When I say transformational,
Hmm.
transformational, right? There's I was able to find who I truly am, right, as a person, right? Because when I'm taking people on these sales calls, like their objections, all this craziness, but the moment I went through that transformation, and I figured out who I am because, coach, I'm a passionate, purposeful, powerful man. And I'm able to identify people and all the objections they're having within themselves because I was able to go through the freedom experience and identify that through me. Because I know who I am, it's so easy to guide somebody else through their objections. It's amazing. So now, the where am I at now, coach? I know we haven't talked, but I got into the life insurance industry.
Yeah.
I'm just slaying it, just slaying it, just it's
Slaying it.
crazy, slaying it.
Wow. Amazing. I'm not
Yeah, so
surprised. I'm not
yeah,
surprised.
everything's great. Still, I love myself, just so everybody knows, right?
Yeah.
I never had peace with myself. I was always hard on myself. And what coach taught me through that freedom experience, I actually learned how to love myself. And that was the unlock for me because of the experience that I went through. And because of that, I think that just opened up so many doors and so many heights to this game that coach, again, to this day,
Yeah.
I'm so grateful because I feel like that was the breakthrough that I needed.
Oh man, so proud of you, and I'm so glad to
Yeah.
hear it's sustained and you've activated that 2.0 version, and you're getting the fruit, which is the money. I always say, and I say this, it's
Yeah.
the who behind the what. When you transform the who, the what becomes easy because you get in your own way, and we got you
Yeah.
out of your way, and you got yourself out of your way through the freedom experience, and
Of course.
you fell in love with yourself. And it's for some people listening to this, right? They're like, "What the fuck?" Well, no, because if you fall in love with you can fall in love with the prospect, and you
Yes.
can be with them and love them where they're at, and then take them where they need to go because you care so much about yourself, because you care so much about them, right? You care about you,
Yes,
so you
sir.
care about them. Yeah, is that true for you right now?
For myself, 100%.
Yeah.
And it gives me the confidence, especially the confidence is the key and the conviction behind that because
Yes. Yes.
I stand for them. I
Yes.
stand for the prospects because at the end of the day, they're all on a call for a reason. They're
Yeah.
looking for help. And us, we learn how to lead ourselves. Now we can lead others to
Lead
help them
self,
get to what
lead
they're looking
others.
for.
That's what it is. Lead self, you lead others.
Yes, sir.
First, lead you others. Amazing. Well, thank you for coming
Yeah.
on. It's a quick little, I know you're in between something. So thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Any last minute thing you want to share? Anybody? I mean, people here like this is new in my world. They're coming on experiencing this for the first time. So one,
Oh,
congratulations to you, but anything you
thank
want to
you.
share before you jump off?
Yeah, I would say this, everybody. If you feel down deep in your heart somewhere that you're meant for more, or you feel like you have potential and you just can't find that breakthrough, because I'm saying exactly where I was at literally 4 months ago before I went to the program. Uh, have faith and trust in that inner gut that's telling you that, dude, this is something that I should do, or whatever it may be. Because the moment you learn how to listen and trust yourself, the world changes. Now you just need somebody with you that's going to guide you through that process. And again, I highly advocate for you, coach, because again, to this day, I'm so grateful. I am who I am because you helped me get to that next level. So I appreciate you.
Uh, everyone give him some love. Drew coming off here at an event. So thanks for coming on here. You're
Yeah,
amazing, brother.
I
Appreciate you.
appreciate you guys.
Yes. All right.
Time,
Lots of
time to.
love.
All right, back to
All
my
right.
event. I gotta go. All
See you all later. All
right,
right.
appreciate you guys. All right.
Okay. So there's a reason I wanted to bring him on. The most important thing that we do, that you do with your prospect, is to evoke personality. Write that down. Evoke possibility. Evoking possibility of what is possible is what they want to know, right? They want to know that it's happened for someone else just like them. How many of you can relate to Drew? Raise your hand in any way. Can you relate to Drew? Come on, come on. Yes. So we have to create what's called proof. This is part of the sales process. This is the $1 million sales call. If we don't show proof, we don't have a sale. So that wasn't an accident that happened right at this stage. I said, Drew, will you come on at 240? Why? Because I knew exactly where I'd be at 240, which is the possibility. Evoking possibility. We must evoke possibility in our prospects and show them proof of what is possible. People buy and say yes when they actually experience possibility. So what does that mean? Showing a case study live, showing them someone exactly in their shoes and having them relate. Can you see yourself in their shoes? Yes. We've helped him go from X to X. Can you see yourself doing that? Yes. Y'all see how that works? Yes. Okay. I'm telling you, this is how you become objectionless. No objections when it becomes real. Okay. Now we're going to go into the next stage, and we're almost there. We got 2 stages left. Okay. This is the non-negotiables. This is something that is so important. It's to stop and pause in the gap. We got to pause. We got to stop and we got to pause. We got to contrast 2 different worlds, the 1.0 version and the 2.0 version. The 1.0 business that's on a roller coaster of leads, and the 2.0 business that has an abundance of leads every single day booking on a calendar. So whatever you sell, it doesn't matter. There's 2 different realities. We need to pause and stop and say, this is the problem you're at. This is what you actually want, right? What are you seeing right now? We put the ball in their court. What are you seeing right now from these 2 different realities? What's opening up for you? Do you want this reality or do you want this one? Oh, I want this one. Okay, so then what's required to get here? What is required to get to this reality? What must you stop doing? Yes, ask that question, because they need to stop doing something, procrastinating, putting it off, right? They haven't made a decision because of that internal roadblock. And what do they must start doing? They must make a different decision, right? So there's no objection handling when we actually convert their mindset that I must do something right now to get to this future that I want. That's the mindset conversion. I must do something now to get to the future that they want. But we have to give them the power to lead themselves to that reality. Put them right here. Which one do you want? Are you sure you want that? Are you sure you want this? Because you've been doing this for 6 years. I'm just the guide. You all are just the guide. You all are just the mirror of truth. You're just the mirror of truth. Okay, this is what I want. Cool. You sure you want that? When do you want that? Now? You want that in 6 months? Okay, they want that right now. So I'm asking you all, let's put in the chat. Do you want your reality right now? Do you want that 2.0 version of you right now? Do you want that 80K in the next, whatever number you said in your North Star? Do you want that right now? Yes or no? Put yes in the chat. Do you want that right now? Yes or no? And it's important because the shadow doesn't want you to be clear. It's like maybe, the maybe. No. Do you want that? Yes or no? With your prospects getting super clear. Do you want this or that? Okay. Are you sure you want that? I want it right now. Okay. By the way, the most powerful word, it's two of them, in sales to use often and more often is the word now. Now, now, now. So everyone take yourself off mute. Take yourself off mute. And I would even do this with a prospect. Have fun with your prospects. Take yourself off mute. Say the word now.
Now,
Now.
No,
Now.
Now.
no,
now,
Now. Now let's
no,
use our bodies. Now.
now,
Now.
no,
Now. I'm sorry.
no,
Now.
no.
now,
Later. Say later.
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 Oh, it doesn't feel good.
Oh.
Now.
No,
Now,
Now.
Now.
no.
Yes. Why am I doing that? Because this is the most powerful word. Have fun with your prospects. The moment I allowed myself to have fun, it became so much like sales was fun. I would, right? Have them say now, right? You're taking them on a journey, right? And they're thinking later, right? So you want them to get in the state of now. You've been putting this off now. You ready now? Let's do this now. You ready now? Right? So I want you to put in the chat right now, what are you learning? I broke down what I have a 10-hour course on, okay, in less than 30 minutes. What are you learning right now? Put in the chat. What you own becomes real. What you own and type becomes possible. It becomes available, right? So put that in the chat. So put that in the chat. What are you learning right now? What's the number one that goes to my team, that link? We'll have a conversation. Okay. So here's what I want to do. Okay. We've got 13 minutes. Okay. And I'm going to have a quick conversation with Jorge. Jorge, where are you at? Say something, Jorge.
He's at work. He said he can't come on.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I want to answer you. Thank you. I want to answer your question live. So we won't put to do that. I'll move to David. So David, let's move to you. Okay. Because what I'm going to share with you guys is I took David, his transcript, basically asked him, had him actually ask 15 questions. And these 15 questions are the most important questions for building out your sales call. Okay. That I extracted from him. Right. And the AI, my Savage AI, is trained with my brain, my $25 million sales script to actually build out his sales call in really less than 1 minute. So can I show this to you all live? Yes. All right, cool. And then I'm going to give you all the bonuses before the top of the hour. It's a link because you all here, you're still here. I got those crazy bonuses. It's a special link. I am not dropping this in the other group. Okay. So I'm going to build this out live. Watch this. It is literally ready to go. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I have obsessed with AI, but not because it's not human, right? I've obsessed with how do I get my brain, my $25 million sales process, like what I taught you guys, how do I put it in AI so it builds it out for people faster, right? Because I would spend days trying to figure it out. So I have figured it out. I'm going to open this up. This is it right here. Can you all see this? Does it say Savage Architect? Savage Call Architect. It does. Perfect. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset it here. There we go. Let's see. Let's reset it. I'm going to bring in a new one from scratch. Here we go. So I'm going to say yes. And we're going to take his information. So he did a 20-minute transcript. Thank you for that, David. A 20-minute transcript. And I'm basically going to take everything that he shared. I'm copying and pasting it. And I have not read it at all. I have not read it. It's just his words. And I'm going to go through this process. So yes, I'm clear and ready to go. So we're going to take the next step. So here's the questions, right? So again, he already shared these questions with him. But this is going to build out the entire sales call flow with him. The exact call that he can use literally right after this. Everything I just spoke about built out in real time. Now, Just a heads up, this is building out a what I call a Savage 7 call map. Okay, so we're going to start with this. So you can see right now, this is the avatar. Take a look here. It built out his whole avatar. Remember, he was riffing for 20 minutes, right? What's your avatar? What's the problems your avatar? What are the pain points? So I just built it out for him right now. So here's the avatar ICP, right? David, you work with small to mid-sized roofing companies. David, come off mute for a second. Where you at? Where you at, David?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah. Can you? Yeah. Are you with me? Just want to make
Yeah.
sure you're with me. Okay. So you work with small to mid-sized roofing companies, owners in the store markets, yes?
Well, I'd like to, yes.
You like to, yep, because I know I was listening to mostly men, roughly ages 30 to 60, usually doing around million to 5 million. That's who you want to work with, right?
Yeah, those are typically kind of smaller roofing companies that aren't like too
Yeah.
big. They're not corporate owned, typically, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So
Cool. Um, so like crystal clear on the avatar, right? Now this is the North Star, right? The North Star is capturing, meaning this is what they want, right? We talked about that today. What do you actually want? They want to capture every northbound opportunity during storm seasons and after hours without adding more chaos. Right? That's what they want. Every inbound opportunity. And remember the payoff we talked about today? Like what's the payoff? So the payoff is booking more inspections, right? Lowering wasted lead cost, right? More efficient front end sales process. So this is what you're really selling them is the payoff, not the process, the payoff. This is the problem that they have, right? Which is the pit. And we talked about the pit. Roofing companies are paying to make the phone ring, but calls are getting mishandled, and sent to voicemail. Right? This is the pit. The pit is the problem. Like I said earlier, what's not working. And this is the painful consequence of not solving the problem, which I talked about earlier. The painful consequence is the secret pain and the source pain. Right? Lost leads go straight to competitors. Advertisers' dollars get wasted. And this is the program you're pitching, and these are the top 3 pain points to use on the calls. Right? So remember I talked about earlier today the 3 levels of pain: surface pain, secret pain, source pain. Right? We've got it. I want you to make sure that you get to the source pain immediately. So when you start talking to these guys, you are going right to source pain. You might even be able to spit this out to them and tell them, hey, you don't have any reliable front end communication systems, do you? Yeah. So you're talking to their source and not just their problems. Make sense, David?
yeah, typically the lady that answers the phone is going to be the front end communication system. So
Mhm.
is she going to kind of feel insulted if I say that?
Yeah, and I'm saying you're going to want to talk to when you talk to the founder or the owner of the company.
Okay, okay.
You want to get to the source as fast as possible. Okay. So that's actually just like the fun stuff. That's not even the call. This isn't the call. The call is right here. So when you get on the call with the founder or the owner of these companies, you're going to take them through this the what I call, this is a mini version of the transformational selling framework. This is like the soul of it. This is the baseline of it. It's not the whole 10 steps. It is the most critical 7 layers that convert the most critical 7 mindsets, right? So still set the sanctuary, right? It builds it out for you. The report frame, the time frame, the win frame, the agenda frame, the permission frame. Then checkpoint 1, which is the problem, which is the pit, right? Getting the facts of the current reality, the challenge, right? The timeline. Remember the timeline. Checkpoint 2 is the painful consequence. Feel the pain, expand the pain. And we talked about that. Talked about that today. Part of pit to peak and getting selling transformations, expanding the pain, right? And then we talk about timeline the pain. There it is, right there. We talked about that today. And then we go into checkpoint 3, which is possibility. So we go into problem, possibility, pit, peak, same thing. So this is the what and the why. We went through that today. And then we go into the pleasure payoff. This is that like meditation I did with y'all, which is like 6 months out. What's that going to be like? Right? Internal payoff and external payoff. And then we go into the gap. Remember we went to the gap today? Summarizing, this is where you're at. This is where you want to go. Right? And then pausing right there and asking them questions and then getting them in full ownership that they created this, that they don't want this anymore, that they're done with it, making the decision that they're done. And then this is the proof, like I did today. I had someone come on and we shared the proof, right? I say, oh, someone came on, they shared a testimonial and their experience with me, and you share them proof. This is a very important part of the process. And then the pitch. So your whole pitch is written out for you. It's done. The invitation, the permission. Here's pillar number one, capture every call. Here's what you said. Here's how we solve it. Here's the payoff. Pillar number two, we got to qualify the right lead. This is what you said your problem is. This is how we solve it. This is the payoff. This is pillar number three. We're gonna book more inspections because this is what you said. This is how we solve it. This is the payoff. And yeah, so it's all built out. And this is the savage close, right? This is how we actually close the sale right here, surgically. So I'm gonna send that to you. All right.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, yeah. I went through that very quickly. Um, but how
That's
fucking awesome is that, y'all?
awesome.
Like it, yeah, I'm gonna send that to you, David. Okay.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it
What
tremendously.
questions do you have? I'm gonna drop the gifts for y'all because I know it's getting to the top of the hour, but what questions do you have for me?
Having been in roofing for 15 years and having started some cold calling, I noted that the owner is typically pretty insulated from outside phone calls. And so the getting past the gatekeeper to the owner has been a problem. What do you recommend me how I get past them to the owner?
Yeah. So just so I'm understanding, so you said the challenge is getting to the gatekeeper.
No, getting past the gatekeeper.
Okay. Thank you. Getting past the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
Just don't talk to the gatekeeper. Only go to the source. Like, are you
They
doing
always
cold
say,
email? Are
get you.
you,
They're
how are
always like,
you?
what is this regarding, and who are you? And okay, well,
Okay.
I'll leave him a mess. What message
Yeah.
should I leave for him? That
Stop,
kind
stop contacting the actual person themselves. Contact the gatekeeper. Get the email or phone number of the actual owner or founder or whoever you're looking to talk to. Who are you looking to talk to?
well, yeah, the owner typically,
Yeah.
almost always the owner. Yeah.
I would, because I do consulting with companies as well in sales, and I would only message the owner. I would follow him on Instagram or LinkedIn, follow his stuff, comment on his stuff, and then eventually he'll see it, and then eventually send him a Loom video personally to him with his name, and tell him exactly a problem that you know you can help him solve.
So don't even call the office phone number.
No,
Okay.
no, be a human and just give him value. I'm going to drop y'all this link here so you guys have it. Okay, this is the link for the bonuses before we wrap the top of the hour because I promised I would, and I want to make sure that I do fulfill my promise here for you all. But while I do that, what are you hearing right now specifically for yourself on that? All right, bonuses have been dropped. There's 5 bonuses for you all. So grab that link. Grab that link. Grab that link. There it is. David, what questions do you have? What bonuses or what questions do you have about what I just shared, if anything?
That was mine. That was really good information coming from you because
Yeah.
I just felt like the easiest path was just I pulled up a list of roofing companies in different cities from the A to Z database that's actually free through the library, and
Okay.
I was just going to start going through and calling them, trying to get to the owner. But your way is no. That's not the most efficient way. Go. You need to spend the time trying to dig up the owner's name, which I have their name, but can't always
Yeah.
necessarily find. Go through LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook, whatever they have for social media, that kind of thing, and
Yeah.
try to just get direct contact with the owner any way I can, basically.
Do that. Do that. I've had people do this to me. Like y'all probably this happened to you. Like someone start hearting all your stuff on Instagram. And you're like, heart, 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 heart. Like he hearted 6 videos or images. I'm like, who's that guy? Because you capture it captures your attention. So literally obsessed, not with overly hearting, but like watching their content, commenting on their stuff, because they will see you and they'll notice in their mind and they'll want to know a little more about you. And once you do that for a week or two, and then reach out to them, do audio or do a video. I would do a video. Do a video.
Do a Zoom call. My goal is to get them on a Zoom call.
Give me a moment, y'all. Give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. One moment, y'all. Okay. What was your question again, David? I'm coming back.
My goal is to get them on a Zoom call, right? So that's my ultimate goal.
It's to get auditory, any call.
Okay, so I can go through kind of this presentation just on a regular phone call too. They don't have to get on a Zoom call.
They do not. You want to get as soon as possible, as fast as possible, audio into an audio conversation. So it
Okay.
doesn't matter how you do that. You can call them on FaceTime. You can call them on not FaceTime, excuse me. What is it? Video messenger on Facebook. Like it could be audio message there, just auditory getting in conversation as fast as possible.
Okay.
Yeah. I call that level 4 level of intimacy, right? Where you can get audio dialogue. Level 5 is video where you can actually see. The worst level is text, right? Because it's a text, right? You can be interpreted in so many ways. Or email then text, excuse me. Email then text. Don't email.
Don't email at all. No cold emails kind of thing.
I wouldn't if you can get to you because the goal was to eventually get to the audio, isn't it? So why not just go back
Right.
to the audio?
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I have made more money in the last 6 months because I just picked up the fucking phone. Right. I'm not kidding. Or I've just left audio messages to people, or I've left videos just saying, hey, how are you? How are you doing? What can I help you with? Where are you stuck?
But
Okay.
you said you also mentioned make a Loom video for them. How do I get them the Loom video?
You just send it to their LinkedIn
Ah, direct message on
or
LinkedIn.
their Instagram. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. You got this, man. Yeah.
Okay, right on.
Yeah. Okay. We still got some of you all in here. Anyone have questions about? We'll take two more questions. Emily, Anthony, Matt, Daryl, Sierra, did you have a question? I think I saw you put something in the chat.
I think I got it figured out, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Did you have a question for me?
Not right now. You
Not right
can.
now. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. Awesome. Brian, did you have a question?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Um, so I sell they call it a key point selling system.
Yeah.
And what I sell is leaf filter for your gutters and gutters as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of times at the end of the sales, it seems like it's going well and everything's good. And they're like, well, how many days do I have to make a decision? It's kind of like we're supposed to get them right then and there at the door. And
Hmm.
if not, we drop the price even more and more. It's kind of crazy, actually. And they'll be like, well, if you give me till tomorrow, I'll have an answer for you. And then a lot of times you get ghosted or they just don't call you back. And it's like, what am I doing or what do I need to do to get them locked in that I'm not doing, I guess does that make sense? Does that make sense what I'm asking?
Yeah. I really want to hear you. You broke up in that first
Oh,
like
sorry.
20 seconds. Can you say that? What's the problem that you have right now? What's the number one problem?
I get through the whole presentation. I then
Okay.
get to the price part.
Presentation price. Okay.
And then we use this key point selling system. And the idea is that, we lock them in, we tie them down, all that. But it seems when I get to the price points, it all kind of seems to fall apart. I don't know if it's that I don't have my shadows kick in or something, and I don't think
Yeah.
or if it's I am going too fast through the process, so they don't see where the price would be a little bit more based on everything we do, or I just don't know. I seem to break down at the price. I got
Ooh, you're breaking up a little bit.
price. When I get to the time, getting to the price, I seem to lose them. I seem to, obviously you're going to get an objection or something every time you hand out a price. Don't care what it is. Everybody's going to always object to your price the first time, it seems. That's just a given. And then just how to handle it from there, I guess, is where I get lost.
Okay. So you get caught up on the price. Is that what you're saying? What happens? Is it you or you get all flustered or what happens?
They just don't, I can't get them to commit usually.
Can't get them to commit. Okay. So what happens? They have an objection. They're like, I'm not committed. I don't want to do it. Well, I'll talk to you later. What do they say?
That was think about it. I don't like to make decisions right
Okay.
away. I feel rushed, or I wasn't thinking about gutters at that time. So
Okay. Yeah. So likely, like I said in the beginning, have you been here the whole time, Brian? You've been here the whole time? So I know you've been here the last
no,
2
I
months.
haven't.
Okay. So I broke down the whole sales process. If you fuck up step number one, you fuck up the whole call. You create objections the whole time. Is making them feel safe to tell the truth. That's mindset number one we have to convert in the prospect.
Okay.
Right? Can I be transparent and honest with you about something? Can I coach you a little bit?
Yes.
And I'm going to bring in these beautiful men and women here to love and support you with this. Okay. Everything becomes nervous system. Everything becomes like everything's perception and then enters the nervous system. Meaning if I look at you right now, I have a judgment about you, right? About how you're showing up, how I'm perceiving and experiencing you, about your background. I have a judgment about your background. I have a perception of what I'm making up about you when you're shaking and going left and right. I have a story that I'm making up about you as a man, about your stability as a man, your stability as a person, just because of how I'm experiencing you. Right now, I'm just saying that because we all are. We're all meaning making machines. We're constantly judging people. We're constantly entering our minds or making stuff up moment to moment. And I say that with love because your prospects are doing the same with you. So the first 5 minutes, it is so crucial and important that you do everything possible to not create objections from how you show up for them and how they experience you. Because that is what you can control. So that in their mind, like I said, in the buyer identity, number one is they have to have the energy, the mindset of like the subconscious mind of I feel safe with this person. I don't judge this person. I feel fully safe to tell them the truth about my current business. Right? Or they shut down and they go into automatic mode of I don't trust this person. I'm just gonna like, what's the price?
Right.
You get that? Or what are you hearing right now for yourself? And all of you listen, really, this is powerful conversation. For some of you need to hear this too. Like, what are you hearing for yourself? What's the number one thing you're taking away for yourself right now?
Maybe I'm too focused on selling the product versus just being personable and being present to them. And because I'm struggling right now and not making a lot of money, I'm getting more caught up in everything else but the person.
So powerful. That is so powerful. That awareness now, but that awareness, what can shift now moving forward?
Just my demeanor when I come to the door, instead of like, oh, here comes another one, I'm not going to get a sale. It's like, hey, can I really help this person? What can I do for you? You know, why I'm here, being more transparent myself.
Yeah. It's simply showing up to the door. What if you showed up to the door and said, hey, I just want to pause for a moment. Like and compliment them. Make them feel better about themselves. I love your house. You have the coolest little thing on the house, which is this thing right here. I've never seen that before. Man, you have really good taste. Right? Pour into them, less you, more them. That's called the safety frame. You want to make them feel safe, right? Now their mind's thinking, what? I like this guy. I feel safe to tell the truth. See how that works?
Yeah.
Cool. That's setting the sanctuary. Again, David, I'm going to send you yours. I built it out for you, right? That's stage one. You got to set a safe container, right? For door knocking, I don't care what you sell. We all got to do it, right? That's so crucial. Yeah.
Yeah. They're preset appointments, but I do show up and knock on the door and physically they're welcoming me into their home, right? So that's a big deal.
Yeah. All right. Did you all get the bonuses? I dropped that off. There's a lot. There's a lot there. Pre-car power protocol, right? That's a massive one. Like you guys are gonna get out of ruts really quickly with that thing, right? I've got it's all there. I've got my whole objection handling system in there for you all too, to learn how to, if you really want to learn how to pre-handle them, they're there. It's a whole logical piece to it. It's all there for y'all. But
is that in WhatsApp or is that in?
It's in the chat here in Zoom. Yeah.
Oh, see, I was so late. I don't think I got it.
No, you're okay. You're okay. Sorry. So only those that stayed live, I said I get you access to it. So Giselle's in here. Okay. So I'm gonna run off here in about 3 minutes. Okay. Does anyone have one last minute, like, man, I really need to ask this question. I really have this question. Okay. Anyone have any last minute questions here? Anybody at all? What's coming up? What's coming up? Any last minute questions?
I have a, if nobody's going to go,
Yeah.
I have a quick question.
Okay, David, quick question. And by the way, tomorrow is we're going to go through the number one influence skill that may be the most money. So there's 10 savage skills, and I teach these skills in my program. I'm going to give you, if there was one I would teach only that would make you all like lots of money is the number one skill of embodied influence. I'm going to teach it to you all tomorrow. So make sure you're there tomorrow. Embodied influence skill. Okay, we'll go through that the whole time for the hour and a half. All right, David, go for it. Question.
That Loom video that I sent to them on LinkedIn, is that personalized to their business, or is it a generic one talking about the service?
That video is about only giving them value. What do they value? Whatever they value, tell them exactly something they didn't know. Just like Brian, that piece of advice that you gave yourself is because I asked the question so you could open up awareness around yourself. I was just coaching you, right? But you can't, David, you can't coach people, so you got to get them to be aware of something they don't that they want help with. They already know they want help with. So like if you're helping fix websites, maybe you go on their website, you're not, but you're going on their website saying, hey, I noticed that these things on your website are actually like you're losing money because these things are actually not actually to par. They're not effective, they're not working. This is a problem. This is you should do this instead. You should do this. And so you're just leading with value, right? Or here's a free thing I'm going to give you that's helped people, in your business do X. I just want to give it to you. Like, enjoy it. It'll help you make, 5 more sales this week. Whatever it is. So it's giving goodwill, giving value. Hannah, if mind if I ask you a question about some stuff, whatever it might be. So my point is give value. Okay. Give value, give value, give value.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, y'all. That's it for now. We'll see you tomorrow. Number one highest influence skill, right? Leverage skill, embodied influence. Okay, we're going to learn about it, and we're going to actually apply it so you can apply it into sales. And congrats to Sierra. Sierra, I know you put a deposit down, so congratulations. I look forward to the conversation with you as well.
What's that about? I don't even know what that's about. Sorry.
That's all right. You'll hear more about it tomorrow. I had an incredible offer today. It won't be the same offer tomorrow, but it was just for those who were on the call today. Okay. Yeah. So on the timer, the 10-minute times we had. So David or Brian, you coming tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I don't get my schedule till the night, so I don't know when my appointments will be.
Come tomorrow. Check the emails. All right. Check the texts. I'll see you all tomorrow. Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Okay. All right, everybody. Have a good day. Have a good night.
Bye.